day, but it's February 1st. And today with me is Shana Saka. And Shana is here to bring the workout and getting healthy motivation, hopefully to jumpstart our journey in health and wellness.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit about your story. I know when I called you, you were like, it's funny that people talk about this, but it is a big part of that journey.
Yeah, of course.
That people want to hear.
Yeah, I grew up overweight, always like trying different diet plans. I was like 21, lived in Israel for a year, came back, was the heaviest I ever was. And I decided that I needed to get a handle on my life and make an active change. So everybody loves to introduce me like, hey, it's Shana. She lost over 150 pounds, and which is amazing and incredible.
It is.
But my biggest accomplishment is that I didn't gain it back.
Yeah.
And that I feel like is the most important because it's usually what we see. The weight goes up and down and it fluctuates, and keeping that sustainable weight loss is key.
It's key. It's the hardest thing.
It is the hardest thing. What people don't understand is like when they think diet, they think end game. Like 6 months, that's it. I'm dieting for 6 months and I'm done. And it's like, really, it's a lifestyle change. There's no end game. It's the rest of your life. It's working on a mindset, healthy relationship with food, fitness, active, like it's everything. It encompasses everything. So I think that's why the weight goes up and down for people, is because they're like, oh, well, I did this for 6 months and I'm done. And it's like, no.
It's Do you feel like your change is mostly attributed to, was it working out, or was it diet, or was it really a mixture of both?
I think for me, it was mindset.
Good answer.
It was mindset. I had to change my mind about everything that I was doing. I had to change my mind of what food meant to me, like my relationship with food. I had to change my mind of what active, mind you, I was like 330 pounds. Being active at the beginning was really, really hard. My body didn't do half the stuff that I can do now. Like I could barely squat, so.
And I think that what you just said is so important to hear. I feel that way. Like I can do things that I couldn't do. I mean, I'm 50, but all of us are so scared to start because we get to a certain point and it's just like, you powered through it.
Yeah, a lot of it's comparing yourself to other people that you see. And that's why that's why it has to be mindset, because it has to be, you're doing this for you. You're doing this for what you need, what your goals are, and what you want your life to be. And like it's very easy to go on Instagram and Facebook and check out all the videos and be like, oh, well, this is really cool. I want to do this. Why can't I do this? Let me compare to this. But that's not everyday life. Not everybody can do that stuff.
No.
Sometimes like the videos are just a minute.
Yeah.
They're not doing this for a 45-minute workout, that cool move that, so it's a lot of it's also ego. You have to put your ego aside to say, I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to work my way every day, step by step, to get to where I need to be and what I want for myself.
How long now have you been doing personal training and health coaching?
So I originally got certified as a health coach and a group fitness instructor when I got into working out, dieting, and not dieting, lifestyle change and exercising. And that was about 7 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I used to work in gyms. I was managing a couple of studios. And then 2 years ago, I said, okay, well, I want to do my own thing and I want to launch my own training company, because I felt like I had a different experience of my background, of where I was coming from, and that I could offer a different perspective to people, more relatable, more the average person of like, okay, I was that overweight and I've accomplished something, we can do that together and go from there, speaking from experience. So yeah, I guess for personal training, it's been 2 years, a little over. But for group fitness and health coaching, it's been about like 6 to 7 years.
I remember you sharing when you were telling me your story, and that really finding a personal trainer is it, you go through sometimes meeting different people.
Yeah.
What was that one incident or that one thing that kind of changed for you, I think, in meeting someone?
I think even coaches need coaches. I think we all need someone that is going to hold us accountable, someone that's going to inspire us when we feel less inspired, we all sometimes, I'll hit a rough patch and I'll be like, well, I need my person. And my person happens to be my old trainer that got me to where I am. And I attribute a lot of my success to him. Roberto, that's to you. And it was someone I felt like he had the same experience as me. I related to him 100%. He went through being overweight and making those decisions. And then it was just, okay, now I have a buddy to do this with. Now I have someone that's going to support me along the way. So when I feel like I'm having a breakdown, or if I feel like this is all getting too much, or I'm exhausted, or it's like my person's there to be like, no, you got this. You can do this. And I think that it's very important, just having someone there to be like you said, everybody knows what they need to do already.
Yeah.
It's what's going to get them to do it. And sometimes you need that person that's going to give you that push to do what, that inherently, I need to do this, but like that other person's going to get you to where you need to be.
Yeah. How, in this past year, how has it been? I know it's difficult to meet with people in person. So how has working with people?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, this was such a growing year for me. What I had mentioned earlier to you before we went on, is like learning to adapt is key in anything. In this industry, it was definitely the key to success. At the beginning, everybody was it was too unknown. Everybody was afraid. And I just started launching Zoom training sessions. So my clients that I was training with already, we still managed to get in our sessions on a regular basis. I tried to keep them in routine, even though we were virtual, so that they wouldn't feel like, okay, they're losing everything, or the stress is overmounting, that like they need to get that release. And then for my own, I teach at numerous gyms, and the gyms were closed for a significant amount of time. I just decided my way to give back to the community. I went live twice a day on Instagram and Zoom, and I just taught free classes.
That's awesome.
Just, and I have to say, it was great to do it for the community and for me to reach a whole new variety of people, but also to learn effective cueing. If the world wasn't going to open up back up again, and I was going to have to be on a screen training people, how can I be precise? How can I know the proper cues, the right things to say for someone that I can't physically show them or demo to them? So I learned a lot, and I was like, I tried to take everything as a positive, and that was definitely a positive of, like that whole year going through all of that. Luckily now gyms are open. We wear masks 6 feet apart. Everybody's being safe, cautious. I'll train people outdoors in the parks, but it has definitely been something that I can take with me long-term in my career, 100%.
Another thing that you shared with me and that I really connected with was some of the even when you started your journey and how much you loved it, and the challenges you faced sometimes when you were in gyms, and you had a friend help you taught her class.
Yeah,
I love that story.
So,
and the reason, I'm going to tell you why after you tell it.
So here's the thing. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I'm not the quintessential look of what a personal trainer here is in Miami.
Yeah.
And it's been a blessing and a little bit of a curse for me.
Mm-hmm.
I am not 6 feet tall. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have rock hard abs.
Mm-hmm.
However, I believe that fitness is defined as being physically fit and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I am.
Mm-hmm.
I can run, I can lift, I can flow,
can
I
jump.
can do yoga, I can do all of it. And a lot of it was when I first broke into this industry, it was judging a book by its cover. Oh, well, this girl isn't the look of what we're looking to lead a group fitness class,
Mm-hmm.
or this girl doesn't look at what a trainer should look like, without having any knowledge of what my education was, what my skill set was.
Mm-hmm.
It was just based off of like, this is what she looks like, and we're gonna go
probably
the
not that
opposite way.
great.
Yeah, she's probably not that great. And I had an opportunity. I had a couple people in my corner
Mm-hmm.
that really pushed for me in this industry to be like, no, I can vouch for her. She knows what she's talking about. Look at this video.
Mm-hmm.
Look what she can do with a kettlebell. Because that's how I originally broke into this industry, teaching group fitness and spinning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got into, like, I was known as the kettlebell girl, and flowing with the kettlebells.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do. I did a lot of that. And they would be like, look at this video. Look at what this girl can do. She's on point. And I remember I went to go teach at one of the gyms. The class was sold out. I was subbing super last minute for somebody that they didn't necessarily want me at that time spot with that crowd of people, just based off of, you know, my look. And I came in there, I got the eyes, I got the, what is this girl gonna do? We don't know. And then after an hour class, they're like, oh wait, that was really good. You're
What's
a really
your
good
name?
instructor.
Can I take
Yeah.
your class again?
Oh, when do you teach? What's your schedule? I mean, so, and that's okay. Like my trainer / my best friend / the guy that got me here, he tells me you're always going to have to work harder than everybody else. You'll always have to prove yourself. And I'm okay with doing that.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I wanted people to just take me, you know, take my word, and that's just not how people are. And that's okay. It's ego, right? I had to put my ego aside to be like, I'll prove to you what I can do. And I'm okay with that.
You know what? Why I love this story, and I didn't share this with you when we were talking, is because it's so real. And I think it's what the fear that all of us have in starting in this journey, the fear of being judged, and you powered through it. And also starting your wellness journey is still a big step. And yet you put yourself, and losing 150 pounds is no joke. And to have that courage to start, because we feel so defeated even to start that journey.
No, of course.
Even when you did start that journey, and the judgment that you still felt, and that you still went forward. And I think that there's a message for all of us to just keep going, and that there is always like that pride you feel inside, which is what we all need to tap into. So I feel like that's really like, you think you're going to keep working, or maybe it's your blessing or your curse. It's definitely your blessing.
Yeah, I think that, like, I understand what it's like being that overweight 300-pound girl going to a group fitness class for the first time, or walking into the gym, getting the stairs, getting the you know, and like I can relate to that. It's like, it's very personal for me.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I lost all the weight and I still felt, oh, wait, you're still not in what people need. And then it's just, at the end of the day, it had to be, for me, focus on me, less of what other people expected of me, or thought I should be, or the way I should look. And I'm very open about that. I post a lot about that, like just inspiration on Instagram, and I post experiences because I feel like they are important to share, because someone could be feeling the same way and didn't know how to get out of it, or someone needed someone to be like, no, you're actually beautiful. It does not matter, you know, what someone says of you, or it's okay if you feel like it's too much right now, but don't worry, you can get there. You know, so thanks for sharing that. I mean, like, it is, it's been, I'm not going to say that it's been like the easiest thing. Everything worth having is, you got to give
learned. I'm 50, and I feel like I've just learned, really, like, trying to process, and it's still always a process, that you're good. Like, I can't, like, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And that message has really started to sink into me, I want to say, in the last couple of years, really. And you've learned that now. I didn't know that at all when I was your age. I was like in the trenches.
I mean, and
it's this, you're going to have a much better quality of life, Shana, that you have this down now.
I just think it's so, I mean, there's just, it's a lot of it's like self-love.
Yes.
I feel like. I had to learn to love myself.
Yes.
Even I'll tell you, and my dad still likes to bring this up to people. That's why I don't mind sharing it publicly. Right. But I was like very overweight, 300 pounds. Yeah. And I used to walk into every room like I was the hottest person in there. And my dad's like, he's like, doesn't matter. Shana would just think she's Beyonce, living her best life, coming in there. I never thought, so awesome. And it's just because you just have to, it's this, you know, like you got to love who you are. And that's what has to be the driving factor, right? If you love yourself enough and you know that you need to make changes, you will make those changes for yourself. Does not matter. You're not going to make it because you want to look like that girl on Instagram. Right. You're not going to make it because you feel like you need to be able to do what this guy's doing over here in the gym. You're going to make it because you're doing it for you and you love yourself enough to be able to give yourself that. You know, I mean, it's like,
amen.
If we're going into February, it's a season of love. We're talking about self-love.
It's so true.
It is the, you know, I think it's the most important.
Yes.
Like, it's very easy to see flaws in yourself. I can look in the mirror and pinpoint 5 things I need to get, but you got to look in the mirror and be like, okay, yeah, I see those 5 things, but did you see my smile, my dimples? I got freckles. Hair's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like that you got to say like that outweighs that negative self-talk. It's just that positive mindset that you put out. And I think that with a positive mind, you can literally accomplish anything.
You're so right. This is the motivation I know I needed. So I can only imagine it's a motivation that other people, like I'm going to be replaying this little.
Thank you. I mean, like I'm very, I just feel like I needed someone to tell me this. And then I needed myself to tell me this. So that's why I feel like this is what I need to tell others, because I know if I felt the same way, someone out there is feeling the same type of way.
Yeah. Maybe
in a different, you know, context, but at the end of the day, it's the same message, right? Yeah. Where we got to do right for ourselves. We got to feel good. We got to be healthy. We got to, you know, and I think that fitness really plays a part in that.
Yeah.
Because when you start working out, it's more so for your mind, you know, like your body's getting the benefits, of course. But when I like am stressed, I love to go get in like a run or go do a yoga. Like I think that once my mind gets set into, okay, I'm like, wow. And I got the benefits of like getting in an hour workout, but my mind is like on track. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong. And that's what carries me throughout my day. It just takes it with you. So I think it's very key.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Shana is everywhere. She is on Instagram. She is on Facebook. She is so easy to find. She has a website. Oh, and another thing I want to say. I was telling her when I walked in, one of her Instagram posts, because this platform is all about interviewing women. Are we not all juggling? Are we all not hustling? And I felt like when I saw one of your first Instagram posts, it was like, every day I'm hustling. And I feel like that I don't know if that should be the name of my show. It doesn't have a show.
I mean, it's hustling is key.
Yes.
I like to always be at the top of my game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm constantly learning, constantly growing. I'll never walk around and say that I'm perfect, but I always like to, you know, you can learn something from everyone, from anything. I mean, just even this last year when some of the gyms were closed, I did new certifications in platforms that I never would let. Great example, I got my 200-hour yoga certificate and I wasn't the yogi.
Yeah.
And now I teach yoga. So it's like you always can, you know, take something and apply in some way, shape, or form. And I think, you know, because we're talking about women, we're on this platform.
Yeah.
We're hustlers.
Yes.
We work really hard.
Every day we
work really hard.
And I shout out to your mom who's trying to.
Shout out to my mom who may or may not have got logged into this. So giving her
I just
credit.
want to say your mom and your parents did a great job.
Thank you so much. I
so
appreciate
they're
it.
probably really proud watching this video. Okay, so get a hold of Shana. She is the motivation that I needed today. So I can only imagine she's probably the motivation that one of you needed today. I have some fire questions that I love to ask.
Let's go for it.
Do you have a favorite book that you want to?
A favorite book?
One that you're currently reading?
Well, currently I'm reading a book about breathing.
Okay, which I hear is so important.
Which is really important. I got more into learning about breath and proper breath through yoga, and as well as now having to wear a mask while I teach and when I train. So, learning to breathe properly in that aspect as well. I think a lot of us, we realizing this year that all the cardio we were doing maybe wasn't the best because we were mouth breathing instead of nasal breathing. So right now I'm reading a book about breathing. And then I do love to read satires.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I like to laugh. Yeah. And when I kick back and relax, it's usually watching a comedy or reading something that's funny. Yeah. So I read a lot of Dave Sedaris.
I love him. David Sedaris.
Yeah, I have probably all of his books.
Yeah.
So I enjoy things like that.
He's good. Do you have a podcast?
I do not, but maybe I might have to start one.
But do you have one that you listen to that you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, actually, Sweat It Out podcast. Yeah. My friends Josh Evans and his buddy started it. It's basically, they bring on a lot of fitness professionals and they break down some fitness myths, talk about motivation, they talk about success in the industry. It's actually really great. It overlaps more for a bunch of different things. Yeah. So definitely go check them out.
Okay. What about okay, so here at Miami Community Newspapers, this is all about promoting local. So do you have a local store that you like to give a shout out to, like for shopping or anything like that?
G Beauty.
G Beauty.
I was
been admiring your skin, by the way.
Thank you. I was never a girly girl.
Yeah.
And they taught me everything I need to know. They taught me how to wear makeup. They sold me the makeup. They taught me my face creams, all that stuff. And they know that I work out a lot and I'm always less is more. Awesome. And they're the best. They're in Sunset Harbor. Definitely go check them out.
Shout out to G Beauty.
Yes, and they're women, 3 sisters and a mother.
Okay.
Yes.
I need to have them here now.
Yes.
Okay. Favorite restaurant, local restaurant?
Zach the Baker.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
I have never been to his restaurant, but his bread is at all the restaurants I go to. So I know who he is just because he's on the menu, but
hands down, Zach the Baker. He has that bread. I buy a loaf of that bread and I leave it in my freezer. It is my favorite, that multigrain sourdough, hands down. I used to work in Wynwood and that used to be my spot every morning to go get coffee, go say hi. And also they're so friendly there.
Yeah.
And, they're all about community and doing for their community, and they have adapted as well. They have outdoor seating. Food is amazing, hands down.
Shout out to Zach the Baker. Do you have a show on Netflix you want to something?
A show on Netflix that I just finished watching was LA's Finest. I literally just finished it.
It was good.
With, Jessica Alba and Gabrielle Union.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, I usually watch comedies, but someone told me to watch it and I was riveted. I watched the whole season. I
binged watched last night this show called Raising Dion.
Oh, I haven't heard of it.
It's a little kid that's got inherited some superpowers. It's really good.
Okay,
Michael B. Jordan is in it.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it
hands
was good.
Down.
Okay, do you have a best kept secret in Miami?
Best kept secret in Miami? Yes.
What?
The French fries at Sigafredo on Lincoln Road.
Oh.
Thing about me, you should know, kryptonite, French fries.
Okay.
Love French fries. And hands down, they have the best fries on the beach.
Awesome.
Hands down.
I love this.
Yes.
Guys, you can find, thank you for being here, Shana.
Thank you so much for having me.
I love your energy.
Thank you.
And it's all been a big blessing, and big blessings are going to keep coming your way.
Thank you. To you too.
And if you want to get a hold of Shana and work out with her, find her again on Instagram, Shana Saka, and her logo's underneath her name. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday with another guest. Until then, thank you, Miami, for watching. Bye-bye.